Hi, and welcome to Nectar of the Pods, our funny little bonus show where we talk about anything and everything that's not Percy Jackson. I'm Jane.
And I'm Jacqueline. Do, 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 do. Hey Jane,
Hello.
how are you doing today?
I'm stressed.
What's going on if you want to talk about it on the podcast?
I'm revising for a poetry exam I have tomorrow, and the unfortunate fact is that it's on 17th and 18th century poetry, which is all fake. None of it is good.
Jane hates literature.
Yes.
Jane hates poems and words and rhymes and meters.
We should communicate only in guttural grunts.
Yes. What's your big, is it just that it's being taught poorly, right? That's your main thing?
It's being taught extremely poorly and extremely narrowly with just here is why Keats is a genius, because you have to pause here. Oh well.
Hello? You said you have to pause here, so I paused.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I meant that because the specific place you have to pause in the poem, it proves that Keats is a genius.
Oh. I kind of like that kind of analysis, but it gets boring when it's I don't know. So,
You're extremely valid. Would you like to do my homework for me?
no.
Damn, it
I
was worth
guess
a
what I
try.
mean it was. I guess what I mean more so is that I think it's kind of interesting to do that. I can imagine it gets frustrating when it's so narrow casted.
It's it's interesting to do. It's frustrating when getting a degree depends on it.
Yes, understandable. I would never go to college.
You're the most valid. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. I did a little bit of editing on a project that I've been working on for a few
Ooh.
months. And by project, I mean a 2 hour podcast that I did once with my friend Bree that I want to actually finish editing so that
Oh, is this
we can continue.
the Marble Hornets one?
No, this is that was with me and Ava. That was a
Oh
couple years
yeah.
ago now. The this podcast is about DC animated universe, like Batman the animated series and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, the specific episode that I've been editing is for a few months because we did it for 20 hours.
Oh my
Um,
god.
it, it was 2 hours, but that's still insane. Um, was about Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm. Have you watched that?
I have. I remember thinking it was a very good movie when I was a kid, although I was confused about why the Joker's hair was so short.
No, that's a very interesting thing to notice. Wait, is it because you just watched The Dark Knight?
Nope, it was because the two Batman things I watched when I was a kid was the DC animated
Oh,
movies like that and
was it
Mystery
The
of the Batwoman.
Batman?
Yeah, and the Batman.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't think is Mystery of the Batwoman is part of the. I'm getting confused with Bad Blood and all those DC animated original movies that aren't part of the DCAU.
No, yeah, Mystery of the Batwoman is in the animated series timeline.
Cool. I I love DC. I love DC comics, superheroes.
You should watch Invincible. It's heavily inspired by DC.
I don't. Yeah, I should watch Invincible. I know. There's a meme about it now, isn't there?
There is now a meme. I wouldn't recommend looking too hard into it. It's deep spoiler territory.
I didn't realize that was a meme about the show until 5 days after first seeing it.
Yeah,
When
that's
I
how
was
it is sometimes.
yeah. Ah,
I had a really terrible experience with that kind of thing once,
what was that?
where I saw a bizarre Kim Jong Un parody of Gangnam Style before I saw
Pardon
the
me?
actual song.
Are you
Uh,
okay?
no, because someone started humming along the lyrics to it in a changing room, and I finished it, which in it's just Korean in the original song, obviously. But in the
Uh-huh.
weird Kim Jong Un parody, the lyric is "suck on my toes," And so I said that, and then a
Uh,
bunch of people looked
uh,
at me funny, and I remember it to this day because they had no
holy
idea why I
shit.
said that.
Holy shit. You you are going to hell one day.
I deserve
You already live in hell, so you don't have
it.
to. I'm so sorry.
I sent myself to hell by doing that.
God. Yeah. I feel like you get a pretty good podcast out of the DC Universe animated original movies, which is what they're called.
That's too much. That's
There
too many words.
there are apparently like, let me see. It's been going on since 2007,
Christ.
and there have been like, there's no just like list, it looks like.
Of
But
course there isn't.
I mean, there's a list, but there isn't like a number here. It's not saying like this is how many movies there are. Oh, no, no, it does. Currently, 41 feature films and 10 short
Christ.
films have been released. With This could be a pretty good podcast. You could get a podcast out of this for
We
sure.
can make a podcast out of
Um,
this.
then there's a Batman The Long Halloween movie coming out, which sounds like it could be good. Oh, with Jensen Ackles as Batman. Holy shit.
Who?
Jensen Ackles?
The name rings a bell, but I can't place it.
Dean Winchester, Supernatural.
Fuck.
And, huh.
There are only
Troy
two
Baker.
good DC animated movie things.
What's that?
Batman Under the Red Hood. That's a really solid
Uh,
movie.
yes.
And Reverse Flash saying that he jerked off Barry at super speed.
That's right. That's right. Oh Christ. I love Under the Red Hood. I've never actually seen the movie, but I loved the like just storyline.
Hmm.
I love Jason Todd as a character.
Yeah. Have you played Arkham Knight? I wonder.
No, I think I watched a YouTube Let's Play of it once
Hmm.
though. That's the one where there's one where he comes back, right? And he's part of it.
Yeah, it kind of undermines the impact of the twist because that game is also the first time Jason Todd comes up in that universe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is Arkham Knight the first one in that series?
No, it's the last one for now.
Oh, okay. I've Googled Arkham Red Hood, or I've YouTube searched it, and I am finding Winter Soldier versus Red Hood, Marvel versus DC, Death Battle.
Christ.
So who do you think would win?
Uh, Probably Winter Soldier. He's all like super serumed up and has a cyborg arm. Red Hood is just
I
a
don't.
guy who died one time.
Yeah, but that's cool. That's cooler.
Oh no, to be clear, I like Red Hood way more.
God, do you know the whole Jason Todd story?
I know that there's like some major differences in how it was adapted for the movie. Like I know
Right, right.
Superboy was involved in him coming back in the comics.
Interest. Yeah, yeah. I think it was when Superboy Prime like shattered the something or other, and a whole lot of shit happened.
Yeah,
But
in Under the Red Hood, I think they change it so it's just Ra's al Ghul dunks him
right,
in the
and
Lazarus pit.
yeah, I love the Lazarus pits. I wish I could live forever and be evil. We
Just be a
we
vampire.
oh we should pivot to being an Arrow podcast.
We should not.
We should. We can do Arrow and the because uh the Green Arrow is the Arrow versus equivalent of Batman, basically.
Hmm.
So he has this deep, intimate relationship with like Ra's al Ghul and like the whole thing, and it's it's really good.
Is
Huh?
it Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul?
Pretty sure it's Ra's. I'll check
Because
though.
I'm pretty sure. Because the first time I heard it said was in like Batman Begins, where they say Ra's al Ghul, but then in the Arkham games they say Ra's.
In the Arrowverse, they definitely do say Roz. Uh, but let me see here. I'm looking at a Screen Rant article, like every person
Oh
does.
God.
Uh, let me see.
I mean, I reject.
Roz is that's how it maybe is pronounced in Arabic. Uh, wait. Oh, wait, but there's a similar. Okay, okay. The confusion might be that there's also a like a Hebrew word that's like pronounced resh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So there is no definitive answer. Just say whatever you want.
Yes, I like to say resh because it. I mean, Roz also sounds cool. Both of them sound cool.
I guess the problem is if you say Raz, people might think you're talking about the Slug Lady from Monsters Inc.
Very true. But no, we should watch Arrow. Have you ever seen the Arrowverse shows?
I've seen a bit of early Flash because my brother was into it for a while and made me watch it with him.
Yeah,
And that was fine.
yeah,
I've heard it gets worse.
it does. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
gosh,
rejected the concept out of hand, but actually, I mean, once we finish like Homestuck or something, that would be another good long-term project for these bonus episodes.
true. Or we could do a spin-off. Maybe that's our new bonus show. Is the spin-off show about the Arrowverse. God, how many shows are there? There's like the Arrow. There's the Flash. There's Supergirl. There's Legends of Tomorrow. There's Black Lightning. There's
I know there's
Superman and Lois.
Superman as a dad now, yeah.
Yeah, and there's Batwoman too. Uh,
Why haven't they
so
just made a Batman show?
I mean, they had Batman. So in like, do you want to know like the canon answer? I guess,
Sure.
or like the answer in canon is that Batman has like disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Um, so like, and also the I guess the answer out of canon is that Arrow is already the Batman show. Like he's not the same character at all. But he's like he plays the same role in the universe.
Mhm.
Like basically, I don't know. Like I would say that like I don't know. There are like a million different problems with Arrow as a show, but I am very attached to it because I've watched it like 20 times and with a bunch of different people. And so like I just see like Oliver Queen, Stephen Amell version, and I smile because I'm like, oh, that's my boy.
You're
He
very
kills
valid.
people. He kills people. Uh, one
Is
of the,
because I kind of assumed that the issue was like it was a budget thing. Because like you'd want to do a really high budget Batman show, otherwise the fanboys will get pissed off at you. But they're doing like two different shows starring Kryptonians.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it is a budgeting. I mean, it could be, but like, I don't think that's really it. I just think that Batman wouldn't make a lot of sense in the Arrowverse, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And he did also technically show up in like a crossover once.
Oh, is it like their own original version, or was it like when Ezra Miller showed up in the Arrowverse?
Okay, spoilers for a crossover that happened. One of like a big one. There was an alternate universe version of Batman where he had. I think it was basically like the Dark Knight. What's the fucking? What's the
Returns.
one? Returns. The Batman return. How did you know?
Because there's only so many Dark Knight things,
I guess
and
so.
I
It
don't
was
think they were going to put
basically
Christian Bale in it.
it was basically the Frank Miller version of Batman, but like he had like killed everyone and like maybe killed super and it was played by Kevin Conroy.
Oh, that rules actually.
It does kind of rule. It was kind of like if I recall right, it was kind of like a like Supergirl and Batwoman both met him and like it was sort of like a point of like their development relationship. It's that kind of thing used for
Mm-hmm.
that. So it was kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to watch Arrow with you.
I like watching things with you, and I'm ambivalent towards the Arrowverse, so
Yeah. Uh, what are you doing? What's your deal?
my deal currently is I keep fidgeting with bits of Lego, and the click sounds keep showing up on the Audacity, so I should stop doing that because it's just going to
Stop
create more
doing
work
that.
for me later.
You you are absolutely valid. I one of my problems in editing that episode, and sorry for like I guess directly tweeting you. Specifically, I'm apologizing to Bree. Uh, while editing
Oh,
my
right.
the podcast, I she keeps like rolling dice or something. Just like and it keeps like or I don't like playing with dice or like something that like rolls around like dice do, and it and she sure does do it while she's talking too.
I,
So
I want to point out you're not actually like directly hitting her with this criticism because she kindly subscribes to our Patreon at the $1 tier, which means she can't access these bonus episodes and will never hear this.
well, you never know. I mean, these don't get deleted.
And yeah,
We should maybe release an episode on our feed one eventually. Be like, this is the kind of stuff we talk about on our bonus show.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe our Hercules episode.
That's a very good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
Yes, you are. Now, the patrons who have access to this, don't tell anyone that we're eventually going to release the Hercules episode. Otherwise, they'll just wait for that to happen instead of giving us money.
That's right. Ah, who's your least favorite superhero? That's all I can think about right now.
I don't. I mean, if I don't like a superhero, I just don't think they're that worth thinking about. And I feel like if I
Who's
ever
your
say I hate this superhero, someone will be like, "Oh, but in this comic run by this person I've never heard of, they're actually really great, and you just
Oh
haven't
yeah,
consumed enough media about them."
that's right. That's always true. There's always a better one.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair.
Who's your
Do you have
least
like a
favorite superhero?
I don't have one.
Ah, I see.
uh do you
And I guess I don't like Black Widow, but that might just be because I don't like Scarlett Johansson.
I get you're so valid. The I was like cuz I'm going to be moving in a few months
Mhm.
and I was like now that me and my family are vaccinated, maybe we can go see a movie in theaters, which we haven't been able to do, but like it was one of our sort of like things that we did together as a family was go see a movie.
Mhm.
And I was like, maybe we can just see a stupid old like MCU movie. What's coming out recently or late, so in the next few months.
Yeah.
And the only one that is coming out is Black Widow,
Yeah.
and I simply will not watch it.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Huh.
I mean, I give, or I should say, my family gives like £8 a month to the Bad Mouse Company. But even when Black Widow inevitably comes out on that, without having to pay extra for it, I just won't watch it. I cannot.
Yeah, yeah. I care not. That's a very good phrasing. Uh,
Did you have anything in particular you want to talk about this week?
no. That's why I'm kind of just going off the cuff.
That's extremely valid. Do you want to, in that case, head to the Homestuck Zone?
It's the Homestuck Zone. Yes, let's go.
Here we are. We're in the Homestuck corner.
Jane,
Hello.
welcome back to the Homestuck Corner.
I never leave. You keep me trapped here.
I do. There's a lock on the door. If you try to touch the door handle, you'll get a funny surprise.
Megalovania blares at maximum volume for 20 minutes and deafens me.
That's right. That's right. I will do a sonic attack at you. Ah, but let's get real here. Let's calm down, folks. Let's put on some chill music. Put on like a very low, like chill music song, like under this. Not like you, Jane, the editor, but like
Oh,
as you,
okay.
the listener, are listening to this. Put on like a very chill song to listen to under this song,
I think on
and
most phones that would just stop the podcast playing is the problem.
put it on like on a speaker or like on your lap, like put it on somewhere else so you hear it in the background. We're
If you're
taking the
if you're outside, turn the podcast off until you get home.
if you're outside, hum a little song. If you're outside, plant some wildflowers. If you're outside, de-lawn your front yard. Rip up the grass. Put some good stuff in there.
Grow corn in your front yard. Reject your homeowners association.
That's right. If they say that you can't do that, simply eat them.
Exactly.
Plant them. God. I shouldn't say
In
anything ever.
Minecraft.
We're taking the energy down, folks. We're chill, we're calm.
I feel
We're
like
simply yes.
we accidentally turned the energy up a bit with the murder.
We're calm, we're chill, we're not murdering anyone. Jane,
Hello.
what Homestuck did you read this week?
I read like the 20 or so pages that I had left in Act 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there I read up to Dave's second big katana battle with his brother.
Yeah. So you had some exciting events this week. Uh, the Wayward Vagabond ascended to mayorhood. You met the Peregrine Mendicant. You met a funny little girl named Jade Harley.
I did meet baby Jacqueline, yes.
And you also, yes, lots of stuff happened. Rose found a weird lab.
She did. She seems very nonplussed.
Yes. What did you think of Homestuck this week?
Uh, I think like just to like quickly give my overall thoughts on Act 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a big improvement on Act 1.
Yes.
Like there's more animations and the animations are better. The music's really good. I actually have like a handle on who the characters are, even if I don't necessarily like all of them. I like know who they are. I know what the deal is. Some of the jokes were in fact a funny haha because it wasn't just
Very true.
weird adventure game humor and Siladex stuff.
Yes. There's some good funny jokes in Act Two, for sure.
And also like I had a thought which like has been poisoned for me by the Adventure Zone Circle Jerk,
Please.
which is like the final animation in Act 2 played. And I thought, oh yeah, this is where Homestuck really hits its stride.
I mean, you're kind of not wrong though.
Yeah,
Like
it does
that's
actually feel like that's the point where okay, things are I'm starting to see the shape of where this might go.
where do you think this might go?
800 fucking pages in.
Hey, you know what that means?
What does that mean?
You're a tenth of the way through Homestuck.
Uh,
No, that's good. You only have 9/10 left.
excellent.
You did you
I
did
will
10% already.
I will finish it by episode 90 of the bonus show.
That might be correct. I don't know how time works.
Maybe I'll come to really love Homestuck and start reading more of it at a time.
That's probable. I would I'm g- knowing your personality and like having known you for a good number of years now,
Mhm.
like and just sort of like poking around in like my mental projection of your brain that I have, I think you'll start liking it more.
I am warming up to it despite my protestations.
Yes, the lady did doth protest too much.
No, I was protesting an appropriate amount earlier.
Maybe so.
I'm kind of curious about like because as I was reading this, I was once again struck by the fact that Homestuck is fucking omnipresent. Everything is a Homestuck reference. Everything I see
Uh-huh.
on the internet is in some way related to Homestuck.
That's right.
But I'm kind of curious about like where Homestuck was in terms of its popularity, like around this point, around the end of Act 2.
End of Act Two. Let me just do some quick checking
Because
to
there's
check
like,
on.
yeah. Well, while you do that, it's like there's two things that seem kind of paradoxical to me, which
Mm-hmm.
is like, on one of the pages there's like a poll of what t-shirt Jade is supposed to be wearing, and it has like
Yes.
a few thousand votes, which is like, I mean, that's a lot,
It's certainly a lot.
but I feel like that doesn't indicate a large enough following to justify like the huge amount of like different fan music the huge amount of different fan music that's in it.
Right.
Like
Ah,
it feels weird that there's this many people, like really talented people, making good music for this thing when the community still seems relatively small.
so I think there's a lot of things that go into that.
Mhm.
Uh, at Act Two, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure when it came out. Uh, it, I think it was still 2009. Yes, it was 2009. June 9th, 2009 to October 11th, 2009. Um, and basically the thing is, I think it was pretty so Homestuck has a weird history.
Hmm.
But it wasn't like I don't know if it was ever super unpopular. So I think like there's a lot that you could say of like it probably specifically appealed to that type of people who would be like making music, this type of music,
Hmm.
if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because I guess it's like a lot of the early stuff, especially, is like video game parody stuff, and a lot of the music is very chiptuney.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of like fan contribution. I don't know how much of it was like commissioned music.
Hmm.
I'm not really sure. But yeah. So I guess that's my answer to that.
I guess there's also like one thing that I'm realizing I didn't consider is that Homestuck didn't exist in a vacuum. Like
No, not at
Hussey had
all.
already made other stuff that was relatively popular before Homestuck, so that
Yeah,
might
there
explain why he
was
had had relationships with those kind of creators already.
yeah, there was Problem Sleuth, which there's a theme for it. A fan made theme created by the developer of Slender the Eight Pages, Mark J. Hadley.
What? God, everything! It's everywhere! It's everywhere!
And so okay, I'm actually reading this right now. There's a page on Wikipedia called Music of Homestuck because it's very significant actually,
Hmm.
if you think
I
about it.
believe that.
While starting Homestuck, Andrew Hussey posted an open invitation for composers on the MSPA forums. So, uh, the creator, okay, so there was like a music contribution team, and like a whole bunch of like people like got exposure that they need to like become like more into music. Like, for instance, we all know about Toby Fox, obviously,
Yeah,
and who famously did a funny video game called Undertale. I
I had
think
not heard of
that
that. I've only played Deltarune.
that's right. I love Deltarune is like better than Undertale.
Oh, okay. Thankful. I thank God I finally found someone who shares this opinion.
Wait, okay, you really think so?
Yeah,
I genuinely like believe that like Deltarune is shaping up. Like obviously it's a re-examination of the themes of Undertale, so it like doesn't exist in a vacuum or anything.
yeah.
But I genuinely love like a lot of the way it's interrogating the ideas of like choice and like selfhood and so many things.
And even just like the pacifist genocide, like fairly black and white dichotomy at the heart of Undertale. Like it goes back and it gives that another look.
Yeah, because like uh, it's really good. Toby Fox made some piano covers on a Homestuck fan forum, and then Hussey was like, "Yeah, but yeah, okay." So what had happened was that Deltarune rules, and I love the
Yeah.
characters too.
I wonder how much of our love for Clarice in the Percy Jackson books is just based on us assuming that she's kind of a Susie type.
Maybe I do like bully characters a lot.
It's true. They're good.
They're yeah, they are good. Yeah. So what else did you think about Homestuck this week?
Uh,
You not only ended Act Two, but also started Act Three, right?
yeah, I got like 80 or so pages into Act 3 before I stopped.
Yeah.
It's definitely compelling because it's filling in a lot of the gaps that were left in Act 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jade's deal has been like an increasingly conspicuous enigma across the course of like both previous acts, because she starts out as just like, oh, another one of John's funny friends, and then gradually we get like more and
Absolutely.
more foreshadowing that she's like weird and knows stuff that she shouldn't, and then finally we find out that she is a billionaire furry with a nuclear reactor.
Is she a billionaire? Is that explicitly said?
Her grandfather is explicitly a billionaire, I believe.
I completely forgot about that. Wow, eat the rich. But yeah, I adore the Jade segments. It's so weird, but it feels like it feels like it's like delivering on like it's like enhancing the paradigm of what Homestuck is. It's like expanding the view of it in a way. I don't know. I really enjoy it.
I'm interested in what you mean by that.
I I think like we get a lot more of the like interesting, weird. Okay, I want to talk about a certain message. We've met another we've seen a message from another character.
Is this the troll character? Oh, fuck.
Did you just
As I said
did
that
your
out loud, it clicked into place for me.
holy shit. We're watching Jane make revelations in real time about cultural osmosis and what she understands. So explain to us what just happened. What happened?
I mean, it's they've only shown it once for a single page,
Uh
where they
huh.
just send Jade some shit. Just wait, wait. You said cultural osmosis there.
What's up?
Please tell me that the practice of internet trolling does not come from Homestuck, and please tell me that wasn't
No,
inspired. Oh, okay, thank God.
no. Internet trolling existed before Homestuck, and they're 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 called the reason the word trolls is used is because they are internet trolls.
Okay, thank God. Because I was gonna shit a brick if the entire concept, like the name of internet trolling, came from Homestuck. That would have broken me.
Uh oh my god. When you see it, bottom text.
Yeah,
God, yeah. No, that would be. I can see that being true, but it's not true at all.
thank God.
No, but go on. Tell us more.
They just they appear for a single page in Jade's pestalog, and like they yell at her a bit, and she mentions, "Hey, I blocked you. How the hell are you messaging me?" And they just continue making weird insults until she blocks them again.
Yeah,
Which I've had that happen
it's
before. People block evade me all the time. It's weird.
it's weird. I love that we're getting like hints at shit that's not gonna happen for like a lot. I mean, we're getting so many hint. I love Homestuck. I'm 22 years old. I am I 22 or 23? I did check my Twitter bio.
Jacqueline, are you okay?
I'm 22.
Did you hit
Okay,
your
wait.
head?
Let me double check my Tumblr bio.
You,
Uh,
if you forget to update your bio, do you just forget your age?
yes. I am 22.
Okay.
Okay. And this is very relevant because my Tumblr bio lists a thing that has a list of things that bring me joy, and above my DeviantArt gifs that say I never trust heterosexuals, I love cisphobia, and please no steppy on this user. I have I have the I have listed under things that bring me joy still Homestuck, unfortunately. It all comes together.
I just want to know for any potential listeners that this is a very cisphobic bonus podcast, unless you pay us money on Patreon. In which
That's
case, you're
right.
cool. We love you.
That's right. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Happy Piccolo Day.
Happy Goku birthday. What other day is it?
We got very sidetracked. What were we
I'm
talking
sure.
about?
Tell me more about Homestuck then.
Oh wait, I just had one more thing to say about Homestuck, which was just you were saying about like the foreshadowing, and I was simply going to agree and say that Jade showed up like 200 pages ago, I think, like
That's
very
right.
briefly in an animation. and I thought it was trans John Egbert.
Yes, that was so funny. You were like, that was really good. You're like, oh wow, they're really establishing the pieces for June Egbert really early. And I was like, yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh. I was just like going on.
No,
I,
you weren't. You
I,
said I was wrong.
in my brain, in my brain, in my brain, I said it. Listen, I don't keep track of things that we talk about.
That's fair.
I barely remember your name.
Hi, it's me,
So,
June.
so Jade, tell me some more about uh that didn't come that it wasn't funny because you didn't hear it. So
I
Jade,
didn't.
get I called you Jade, like the character from Homestuck instead of
God
Jane,
damn
which your
it.
name is. Uh, did I ever tell the story on here about how uh when we met and like for a long time afterwards, I thought your name was Jane because you were a Homestuck?
You've mentioned this to me. You have not talked about it on podcast.
This is so I just assume like oh cool trans girl cool trans lady that I know but lady I don't know I don't a woman a female femoid
Femoid
uh
is that's the preferred one.
okay this is this cool transgender femoid that I know and her name is Jane and she is a little bit younger than me but around the same age range of
I'm only a year
course.
younger than you.
You're like 7 years younger. That'd be bad, actually. You're like 2 years younger than me. How old are you?
I'm 21,
You're like 1 year younger than me. And I was like,
and
so we're like
apparently being 22 makes you senile because I knew my age off the top of my head.
I listen. I was like, am I 22 or am I 23? I knew I wasn't 21, but I wasn't sure which one I was. See if you don't have the same problem in a year. I. But yes, I. I thought you were a Homestuck because there's a Homestuck character named Jane, and I was like, that must just like the same. We live in similar cultural groups, I assume, of like internet,
I would assume so.
which which also doesn't seem to be true. We don't have a very similar like internet etymology.
Well, the thing, like, I think I mentioned this before. I started using the internet in earnest in like 2016. I missed a
Yeah,
lot of shit in the early 2010s.
I I like didn't get a like I know a lot of people have like computers and the internet like a lot younger than I did,
Mhm.
but I wasn't until like I don't know third grade. I know it's not actually that young, but if you or like not actually that old to start using it, but it feels kind of old. Um, like I was to like I actually started like looking at the internet and stuff. Or maybe it was later. I'm not sure. And most of my life before then was like I don't remember a lot of it because I was young.
Yeah.
I remember watching Friends a lot on
Oof,
TV.
I'm sorry.
Well, you know, and just like I was a baby, so I didn't know. I didn't know. Uh, and I don't know. I guess I went to school. I pet my dogs.
Yeah.
I skipped stones across the lake that we live next to. I don't know.
And now you doom scroll on Twitter all day like a real winner.
I don't go on Twitter.
That's extremely valid.
I try not to. There's a famous song by Food House. I believe it's uh no, there's a song by Food House that has the lyrics. I used to fantasize about being or kissing Skrillex. I need to delete Twitter because it gives me fucking mental illness. And
Yeah.
that's relatable. Maybe not the Skrillex part. Skrillex has never been super appealing to me.
I have I've heard the one Skrillex song used as the opening of an older Bridge series, which is also
Okay,
like
yeah.
the main internet content I consumed before 2016. I would just like go on YouTube and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series.
God, I mean, same, right? Like
I actually went back
that's
and
unfortunate. Yeah.
I went back and did like a big rewatch of that recently.
How
And I
was
gotta
that?
say, it's I think some of it's still pretty funny. I will say
In
that I appreciate
America.
the God damn it. I appreciate that, like, since I stopped watching it, the way the characters act has gone from they make homophobic jokes about each other to the characters
Uh-huh.
are all just gay.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty good. That's
like
pretty
the
good.
the relationship between Pharaoh and Yugi in later Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, like, is just played completely straight as like they're gay.
That's pretty. Did you ever watch like Naruto the abridged series?
Uh I did not. I watched the knockoff off-brand Little Karibo version of that.
Right, there was one of those. I
Hmm.
forgot about that. That's really funny. Like making a knockoff of a knockoff, basically.
No,
Did you
I
ever
never got into Naruto the Abridged series.
it was just your main one was just what's the word Yu-Gi-Oh, or did you watch any other ones?
I was really into Nun Peace and Code Ment.
Excuse me?
Have you not? I've have you not seen those?
No.
No, they're basically they start out as like relatively normal abridged series, and then
Uh-huh.
gradually like just become completely divorced from the plot of the shows that they're parodying.
Yeah.
I think actually this isn't a good benchmark. I showed you one video from the person who does those, which was
Oh,
the
yes,
Digimon one.
I was literally just thinking about that. Like maybe that's why Jane's sense of humor is so terrible. I mean, like, not, I specifically mean with that video. And also, it's not terrible. There were some good, funny moments, but I was like, if you were really into those kinds of things, then that makes sense why you were into that video.
Yeah.
That seems really mean. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I
You
should
just
be
think that my sense of humor is objectively terrible.
I should be nicer to you. I'm sorry.
Listeners, I'm locked in Jacqueline's basement, and she just comes down here and insults me for 2 hours of recording time every week.
Not 2 hours, just
Yeah,
1 hour.
but bonus episode and main episode.
Yeah, but I only insult you for half the time.
Okay, that's fair. I'm willing to accept this.
Have you ever done that test where like you like put a finger in front of your eye or like kind of close, like I think mid nose range, and like so you put okay, put your index finger in front of your nose.
Now hold on.
Yes.
I wanna check something
Uh huh.
before I start doing any gestures or motions,
Uh huh.
because I am worried that you are trying to get me back for something I did to you a while ago,
Yes.
where I tried to make you do a vocal warm up, which actually just made it look like you were jacking someone off.
I don't remember that at all. You did a what? When? That's funny.
I didn't. This wasn't on air. I just like I DM'd you saying, "Hey, I found this cool vocal warm up we should do before the show."
Oh, you want to know why I don't remember that?
Because you didn't do it. You didn't fall
Because
for it.
I just didn't look at it.
Jacqueline, you're so mean to me.
No, I care about you. I just don't want to do a vocal warm up. So I was like, I probably won't do that, but if Jane asks, I'll tell her I did.
I thought it was so weird that like, because I thought you
Huh?
you would either just like do it and not notice, or like suss out what it was ahead of time and say, "Shut up! Stop telling me to do this." But you just moved on and
Uh-huh.
said, "Okay, I'll do that later." And I was left feeling dejected. My funny practical jape
I
ignored.
see now. I'm reading it now. Here's what Jane sent me. I mean, here's what Jane sent me. Yeah, you gotta like relax your jaw and make like an M sound,
Hey.
like an Sorry.
I do not sound that southern.
I mean, I do not sound that southern.
God damn it.
God damn it. Okay. Yeah, you gotta like relax your jaw and make like an sound in the back of your throat. It helps you like tilt your head back also. Or that's what and then you like raise both arms, like expand your chest and make it easier to take deep breaths. But they'll get tired if you just hold them straight, so you should have bent them at the elbow so it almost looks like you're just shaking a pair of salt shakers over your mouth. God, Jane, you are the funniest person alive.
Thank you.
I'm really sad that I never that. Uh,
So to be clear, this test you're making me do is not revenge for that thing because you didn't know I'd done it.
that's right.
Okay, cool. So,
It's
finger in front of my eye.
okay. Now, if it's bigger than your eye, you have cancer. No.
Well, shit.
Yeah. See the way that you hold it represents your penis size. No. Okay. This isn't a playground. This isn't some playground trick. This is real serious science. Close. Okay, so you see where your finger is right now?
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes one at a time, like individually.
I'm doing it as we speak.
Which one of your eyes, when you close it, makes it move?
Left.
Left. It sort of flies to the left or something
Yeah.
when you close it. Okay. So I think that means that your right eye is your dominant eye.
Well, that's a problem.
Why?
My right eye is noticeably blurrier than my left eye.
Maybe it's your left eye? I don't know. I
I mean,
the
my
opposite
dominant one
eye.
can just be worse.
That's true. I guess. Is this entertaining? I don't know.
I have absolutely no idea.
You know what they say about. Let's wrap it up.
I didn't even get to talk about the Adventure Zone, which is actually good because I had very little to say about the Adventure Zone.
Give us like a one sentence summary. Review, rather.
They at least seem to be invested again, but I'm worried they're not going to be able to do irreverent comedy in a world they're this invested in building from the start.
Interesting.
Also, Travis wasn't ear poison, but he was definitely noticeably more irritating than I found him before.
Understandable. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for listening to our funny bonus show and giving us money on Patreon.
Sorry that we moved it.
Yeah.
But this is just like more convenient for us because every week Jane has to like rush edit the bonus episode because we always like do it really late.
Yeah, we both procrastinate too much.
Yeah, I keep like forgetting to edit the main show until day of. It's a lot. But I mean maybe that's teaching you talents. Who knows?
I mean,
but anyway,
audio editing is a useful talent.
Very true. Thanks everyone. Thanks to all our patrons. You know who you are. You're listening. You know who you are.
You know who you are. The ones who are our patrons at the time this goes out are Mercy, Veronica, Friend, and Erica, who keeps forgetting to change her Patreon name.
I didn't ask, but is that actually her Patreon name, or
yes.
is that?
That is what she changed it to.
That's very good.
It's true. Everyone else,
everyone.
Step up your game. Erica is beating you in the weird Patreon credits name.
Very true. Very true. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for partaking of the nectar of the pods with us.
Thank you for lapping up our nectar.
Bye-bye.
Bye.